They like, hey, where you at? Where you at? Drop a pin, send the addy, yeah, I'm somewhere in the bag. Okay, they like.
What's going on, Goalz gang? You already know who it is. It's your fave corporatepreneur, Tat Goalz, also known as the CEO of support. Tat Goalz with the rose gold microphone. Tat Goalz with the flows, depending on what situation we got going on. Tonight, I have a very, very special guest. So if you're tuned in, or if you're on your way to tune in, just know that this is my second episode of Somewhere in the Bag podcast. And this is actually the very first live episode. So I look forward to seeing y'all chime in with your comments and all of that. But without further ado, I have here with me Fat Boy, hailing from Greensboro, North Carolina, one of the coldest rappers, one of the hardest working rappers in North Carolina. I swear you cannot point me to another one that will outwork this man. He always on a podcast. He's modeling. He's doing visuals. He's doing everything. He's always somewhere in the bag. So we're going to go ahead and bring on my guy, Fat Boy.
Yo,
What's going on? Hey,
I'm excited.
Listen, I don't know if you peeped, right? So I'm about to back up from the camera. I'm about to show you something real quick. You ready?
I peaked, but yeah, let's
Nah!
Hey.
Hey, look,
I love
if
it.
y'all
I
don't
love
know, this is a full circle moment right now. So
it. Right.
let me rewind circa. I don't even know when that was. Was it the pandemic? Was it
Yeah, it was
pandemic
like
era?
2020, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, this is like early pandemic era where everybody was in the house, and all due respect, this guy had no cares. He had no cares in the world. He was like, I'm still going to get to the bag.
Gotcha.
How
For
can I
sure.
do that? So he had this internet concert, and so I don't mess it up, give us a little elevator pitch on what that concert was about.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So Jam Online Concert came about, like you said, just because of the pandemic. I had actually already set it up. I had a venue and everything. I had my artist picked out that was going to perform, and then COVID popped up, and the venue wasn't taking, was pretty much canceling all the everything that they had going on. It was actually Bull City Sound Studios in Durham. Shout out to Bull City Sound Studios. Shout out to Absolute. Um, and so when that happened, the rug kind of came out from under me a little bit. I mean, of course, I understood because everybody was trying to be more safe than sorry, of course. But I was like, what am I going to do? I got this, pretty much set up, ready to go. But now we can't go out. And DJ R&B actually was just starting to put it out there for artists that you could hit him up and, he was doing shows basically in his living room. You know what I mean? He had the lights set up. He got his DJ set up going, and he was doing the damn thing. So I teamed up with him, and we did a few of them. I want to say we did 3 or 4 of them throughout the course of the main part of the pandemic, and we would just pull up at his place and rock out in the living room. I mean, if you look on some of the older ones, and I actually have to go back and like post them, put them on my website and everything. But if you look close, we were in our socks actually when we were performing. So that's how that's how like chill it was. It was inside and very few people. It was just me, him, the performers, a couple of other people. And so yeah, we did our part to try and social distance and everything,
Yeah. So again, fast forward, or we still in rewind mode. So I'm always in the mix. It's no telling where you gonna see me. Like it literally, I just show love. If somebody is promoting something, if you with it, I'm with it. I'm just as passionate as you. That's why one of the reasons why I became a brand consultant. I love when people are just doing what they love. So if you're excited about it, I'm excited too. So I was like, hey, online concert, we lit. I haven't even been. I hate it. Fun fact, I hate real live concerts. I hate it. I have anxiety. I
Yeah.
don't like people too close to me. I don't like people touching me.
Yeah.
So like I was like, I could just be in my living room turn. So then I
But
won this
that's a
t-shirt.
secondary. Oh yeah, that's a
You said
secondary reason I did it too, though, and that's why I'll continue to do it because a lot of people, a lot of my audience don't necessarily like going to out and be surrounded by people in a club. You know what I mean? Especially like a lot of my audience is 30 plus, so they're not gonna be out all nights of the week. Checking out shows, even the bigger shows. So I try to do something to where I can bring the show to them, and let people be at home. When I used to promote it, I used to be like, you don't even gotta wear pants, ha ha ha. You know what I mean? So
for sure, for sure. Okay, so before I kind of want to get into a little bit more into who Fat Boy is exactly, but
yeah,
just know that again, I ran into this man at some point in time in my life, and I just been rocking with him throughout his journey. I love seeing him all around. I mean, he might be in Charlotte. You never know where he's going to be at. So I met him on that online concert, and we've been lit ever since.
Lid.
I want to also slide in real quick since I am a pretty new podcast. If y'all been following me for a while on my YouTube, you know that Somewhere in a Bag was a experimental series, right? So I had a few episodes with some other entrepreneurs, brands, and then I moved to Anchor for a couple of episodes, and now I'm hoping to make my home here in StreamYard. So Somewhere in a Bag, just to explain it, is more so a metaphysical location more than a geographical location. So whether you're a entrepreneur, a third shifter, a 9 to 5er, a creative, insert calling here, a rapper, a visual artist, you're always literally somewhere in a bag. So it's a mentality. So on this podcast, we talk about popular culture. And I always have to infuse a little bit of motivational and entrepreneurial content. So I want to ask Fat Boy, now that we had our preliminary chit chat, we want to know, one of my favorite questions is, especially whenever I'm introducing someone to my audience, if someone, some people that may have never met you before, this is their first time interacting with you, what brought you to rap? And were you here at first? Maybe you were in another genre. Like, tell us what made you fall in love with hip hop.
I definitely started with hip hop. It's been a lifelong love affair, and what really started me with hip hop, and I'll tell anybody, hip hop for me started out more like it was my journal. I was 10 years old, and as a kid, even now as an adult, I look back on those times and think about the problems that I had, that I felt like that I had, that I was writing about, and it seems pretty trivial now. But when you're 10 years old, you think, you got the world on your shoulders or whatever the case may be in certain instances. And I wanted to get it off my chest. And, I definitely I had a lot of family around, but we weren't, how do I want to say this? We weren't like the most talkative of families, I think I'll say. We were definitely supportive of one another, but it was a house, definitely, especially at first, especially around that time. It was a house primarily of me, my little brother, my dad, and then my little sister came actually a little later than that. So like there was more testosterone in the house than anything. So we didn't necessarily always sit and have like heartfelt talks unless it was something very important. So that was my way. Hip hop was my way to kind of just dive into my own feelings, situations, scenarios, fantasies, emotions, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. And what really made me kind of want to chase it more as a career or as more than just a hobby was I would, for the longest I kept it kind of hidden. It was like I said, it was my journal. So I kept it on the low. I was the only one reading my rhymes. But as I started to kind of come out of my shell a little bit at a time, and it was a long process, um, more and more people were like, yo, that's dope. Yo, you should try to, yo, you should, you ain't got no mixtape, you ain't got no CD, you don't have nothing, whatever. So I was like, hey, let me try to put something together. And that was actually around the same time that I met my mentor, AWAX. He's also out of Greensboro. We met in high school, and he was the first one that took me to the studio. We used to get in the. He drove. I didn't. You know what I mean? So I would jump in the car, and he would be like, "Yo, 16s. I need 16 bars right now." And at first, I would cheat and try to pull out my notebook because I've always been a writer. So I would try to pull out my notebook. It was a couple times he actually take the notebook like, "Nah, you got to come off the top of the head." You know what I mean? So that formative stuff like that was really the beginning of what really made me want to dive into it and really want to do more with it, because there were other people around that were like, "Yo, your rhymes are hot. You got good subject matter." You know, so it's pretty much just been a journey from there.
Okay, so you've been rapping since the age of
Yeah,
10, you said? That's
then, yeah.
crazy. Well, it definitely shows. I can definitely tell. Even even see like small incremental progressions, even just a couple of years that I've known you. So I can imagine, like, I always love to see the juxtaposition between like the earlier artists, because I know quite a few of them, and you go through what's my aesthetic, my name. You might be in a season where that's your name, but then you have some kind of like rapper existential crisis, and then you're like, nah, this ain't it. Which definitely, let's just the logistics behind that. I mean, let's even talk about that. Like, so that's a journey in itself to kind of play with your aesthetic and your sound, finding your sound. Sometimes somebody might try something and be like, bro, that's trash. Like, why did you why did you do that? But it's like, hey, I wouldn't know it wasn't for me if I didn't try it, right? So
For sure, for sure.
definitely can tell that. Definitely can tell you've been working on your art sheet. So me personally, I'm a fan of the single you just dropped recently, which is One Night in Baton Rouge. All right. So I've been contemplating, right? Okay, so here's the thing. I try to keep things generally PG-13. This video is a little spicy. So I know I'm just now getting started, and I do have audiences, younger audiences, but I don't see any of the youngins on the live right now. If there are any youngins, cover your eyes real quick, because I'm about to show a little piece, maybe a whole piece of this video. So let's get into it. I'm about to add it to the stream. Y'all ready? Let's go. Let's check it out.
Everyone, please. It's like a movie, the way that he moving. Rolling the doobie, sauerkraut on the roof. And this nigga spitting like he hocking the loogie. I'm politicking, I got it, I do it. I don't fuck with pigeons, I fight with the eagles. Yeah, I'm royal, I'm regal, I'm loyal to the people. It's more than you see, and it's more like you see through. Yeah, fat nigga, I'm too hungry, I might eat you. You not my equal, it's more like seafood. Understand, I got the upper hand. Sip up a lip for them rubber bands. I'm David Ruffin, man. Go pop another sand, trip back into Wonderland. I'm packing American bandstand for 100 grand. Claim it, that's why you hate me, ain't it? That's why we can't be famous. That's why you gotta speak in layman's. It's all entertainment, right? It's all entertainment.
We started a game we never got to finish. Play for blood, remember? I was just fooling around. I wasn't.
Let's go. It's in a
My vision's classic, the blessing's massive. Mafioso chop your dome off, leave it in the basket. The rap new Ellington, niggas sweeter than gelatin. After a drill, law enforcement pop up, these goofies telling slim. Slap a op with the same fire on the bulletin. COVID free, but I spit like my body full of phlegm. Charlie Parker with the chalker, my young boys are off you. Whip your skull, make you forget all that your nana taught you. I rep the 9 to the death, but shawty, I'm from the cat. G-Borough in 704 to be exact. Infamous cushion my wood on my way to Baton Rouge. No luggage or no suitcases, but we packing tools. Bitches hood and the fat boy, this shit slap boy. Dude drum on my pistol, them hollows leave you flat boy. On the grind to my they living off experience, bitch. I'm the 4th block.
We started a game we never got to finish. Play for blood, remember?
Spicy.
But listen, I know y'all see the production. Like, it's a whole, like, I just love the fact that there is still, if not just a one rapper that is still implementing like storylines or even like concepts to their projects, because I feel like present day, I mean, you might just have an artist that just, I mean, they've been creating, and then they just pick whatever songs go on the project based on what they think is going to jump or what they think is hot. And it's just literally just like a collage, which is fine. But me being just a smidge old school, I still appreciate the projects that are handcrafted. Like, literally there is a rhyme to the reason as to why this track is number 3, and then we put this one at number 5, and then take it a step further and the music video actually makes sense and it's not just a bunch of randomness going on. I mean, there's beauty in each end product, right? But it's just refreshing just because you can tell that you took a lot of time and thought into that storyline. And I swear I was watching and I was like, yo, am I on the right video? I'm like, how much money did my man's have in his budget to get all of this done? Like, this is crazy. Hey, can you shout out the production company for us real quick?
Yes, for sure. I was just about to say I cannot take credit for all of that because Visual Dynasty Productions out of Raleigh, North Carolina, they're phenomenal. I had my vision of like what I wanted in the video because the song to me, and actually had somebody recently ask me like, how do you come up with like the video concepts? And I'm like, for me, it's directly from the song. Like I don't think there's ever been a time where I just was like, I want to do a video and then did the song. So the song to me was like a black mafia movie. You know what I mean? So I was like, I want to shoot that. And I told Visual Dynasty, I was like, I want to see this and this and this. But I pretty much let people play their position. You know what I mean? I'm not the videographer. They're the videographer. I hired them for a reason, and they did the damn thing. And I'm proud of how it came out, and I'm definitely grateful for working with them. We've been working together for a long time. A lot of it is networking. I tell people, networking a lot of the times becomes more viable than budget. Of course, that don't mean be broke. You know what I mean? But definitely the relationships matter. You know, people are more prone to work with people that are easier to work with, that have a vision, that have something going on, whatever. So shout out Visual Dynasty Productions, man, for sure.
Shout out Visual Dynasty. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna hit them because I've been wanting for the longest to do a visual for Somewhere in the Bag. My cousin, matter of fact, shout out Yavzy who featured. He got the second verse on that theme song that y'all heard the first 30 seconds of.
Yeah, I like
actually an actual song. It's available on all streaming platforms, and I got my girl MDP because I can't sing. So y'all hear that somewhere in the bed? Yeah, that's her. That's not me. So um yeah, so you never know. You might see a Tat Goalz and Fat Boy collaboration one
Definitely.
day. You never know.
Yeah.
Um Me, I don't presume to be a rapper, but I am a poet at heart. I actually just did a poetry slam this past Saturday. So while we shout out Portia the Poet with her lyrical healing series. Definitely had a great time. That was actually my first time performing a piece. So I definitely have fun. I love hip hop, so I can't sing, so I rap for fun. So you never know. I'm a proponent of you don't necessarily have to be great at something to do it. If you enjoy it, just do it. And if you know anything about the rap game today, somebody gonna rock with it. And I would just leave it like that. I'm not gonna call out no names, but somebody gonna rock with it. So all right, moving along. So circling back a little bit. One night in Baton Rouge, I saw that it actually takes place, the storyline, 36 hours. Your new single, Cuban,
Yeah.
that's dropped on the 28th, takes place 36 hours before. And even
Yeah.
that blows my mind because, like, just the retrospect of, like, like flashing back on a project, like, I don't know. I think y'all sleep. Maybe I'm just like overzealous, but I just feel like I just know like rappers in the game, not to take away anybody's
Yeah.
accolades or whatever, but I do feel like artists when they get to a certain caliber, they become complacent. That's why I love the indie music scene, the independent music scene, because those are the ones. I mean, they on the stage, even you on the stage, dripping sweat, and
Mm-hmm.
they don't care. They don't care if it's 3 people in the crowd or it's 300. You gonna
Yep.
get every drop of this sweat. Period.
Yep.
And that's
You
what I
got
love. That's what I love about it.
that's law. You know what I mean? That's law. As it's kind of like an unwritten code, 5 or 5,000. You know what I mean? You get the same energy, the same show, the same impact every time because you really never know who's watching. You know what I mean? You really never know. It might be 3 people in the building. You know what I mean? One of them people might be from, you know what I mean, a record label or somebody that got a studio that want to work with you, and like you never know. So you got to get the same energy. So I try not to be lazy with it. And I'm excited to talk about Cuban though. That's that's what I'm looking
Go
forward to.
ahead. Go ahead. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's
Let us know.
so it's pretty much, and the reason I want to talk about it is because I got a lot of the ideas for Cuban from fans and supporters and people that watched Baton Rouge, and they were like, "Yo, what? Like, why did this dude get whacked? Like, what happened? What happened before that? You know what I mean? You just showed up and somebody got off, and it was like, what did he do that was so terrible?" So I took that and I was like, okay, let's explain that. So I got up with actually the chef. The chef is we're doing like a joint album right now called The Cook Up, and that'll be out later this year. And this is actually the second single. Baton Rouge is the first single. Cuban is the second single. And so Cuban, he's done a lot. He's done a lot of the heavy lifting, recording and all anyway. But he did a lot of the heavy lifting on Cuban because he shot the video, produced the beat, did the engineering on it, like the mixing and mastering and everything. So like I'm just as proud of him for the project as I am of the actual song and the visual. But people wanted to know what happened before, so I was like, let's give them what happened before. So you gotta watch the video. I'm not gonna give away too much, but it definitely is something that could rock like the organization. And what we wanted to do actually was take this one and use this one to low key set up for the grand finale. So I can't speak on the grand finale too much yet because it's still just ideas. We don't have nothing on paper just yet, but we know what track we're gonna use for it. I think we're still working on that track. But Cuban, that drops Thursday. It's the prequel to One Night in Baton Rouge that we just watched, and I'm loving the series, man. I'm loving it. Oh, your mic's muted. Your mic's muted.
Oh,
There
thank
we
you. Appreciate it. That would help. I was saying, dang, what was I saying? Oh, I was saying that when I was watching the video, those were my exact questions. So I'm like on the edge of my seat watching the video, but whole time I was like, wait, what did bro do? Like, what did my man's do to deserve this? You know what I'm saying? Why is
yeah.
he getting set up? Like,
Cuban.
so
Cuban.
definitely looking forward to that. Um, so now, as you have noticed, and I think I briefly mentioned it to you, right? So shout out to the audience members. We got Vanessa out there. Appreciate you for watching. Missy Baker, how y'all doing? We're about to get into this a little light verses, okay? So one or whoever I was trying to see if we could get a word or two words, but one word at a time. I'm gonna
Okay.
go first, right?
Okay.
Because I just ladies first. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And I promise I'm gonna go easy on you. Okay. All right. Can somebody drop a like just a random word
So
so
is
I
it a
can spit?
battle or we just getting bars?
We just spitting bars. We just gonna spit
Okay.
some bars. I'm sensitive. You can't come for me in a battle.
Me
I'll
too a
cry.
little bit. I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit.
We just gonna have a little fun. But I'm trying to see if I can get somebody.
Yeah,
Maybe
somebody just
I
throw
think
out a random word.
my bro lurking in the corner. Maybe he'll um throw us out a random word. Let's see. I don't even got no beat. I'm hoping. So we're still working out the technical difficulties, right? So even another reason why I had shut the video off is because we might hold get a copyright flag.
Yeah.
So
Well, so in my experience, trying to do it over a beat can be a little challenging online because the latency, the lag.
the
So like,
delay,
yeah,
yeah.
so like you'll hear it at a certain time, but I'll be hearing it later. So like to me, I'll be rapping on beat, but then when you play it back later, it'll be like, yo, it don't. TV.
Your word. Oh, I got my. All
We can go
right,
acapella. I mean, it's
all right. Yeah, so we're gonna go acapella. Yeah, but I just hope that they don't flag. Like, I guess we just cross that bridge when we get to it. But this will be experimental just to see if they put a flag for even that piece of video that I showed of your video, because I'm pretty sure you got all your stuff legit or whatever. So,
I
but
do.
we'll
And
see. All right.
what's crazy is I've gotten flagged for my shit before. Like I've posted my own, like gone live playing my own music, and they mute the live. I'm like, yo, I totally own the rights to this.
Okay, well, we'll fix it, whatever, if that happens. But okay, so actually, okay, shout out to my bro who's watching too. So Ken says TV. We got Missy Baker that says booty. So I'm gonna use
Booty.
both of them. I'm gonna use
Okay.
both of them. All
So
right,
we're
so
gonna do it one at a
boom.
time, or we're gonna put them both together.
I'm putting them both together, and then I'm gonna ask for two more words. You gonna do two
Okay.
words too. All
Okay.
right, so boom. Y'all ready? Listen, listen, listen. Everybody out here, they always want to be me, but they at home, they always watching TV. I don't watch TV. I be on my grind. I be getting money like all the time,
Mm.
24/7, 7 days a week. And you know, I really like to eat beats on the mic. I don't got no beats right now, but it's all right. And you know, I'm really getting moody because why? I got a little booty. Hi, that's Cap. My thing fat. And you know, I'm rocking with your boy Fat.
Hey, super
Oh!
hot fire.
Super high
All
fire.
right.
Mic drop. Oh
Right.
dang, I didn't even have my mic on deck. That's why look, that's why they call me Tat Goalz with the rose gold microphone. I
Oh,
carry
that's
this joint.
dope. No, you can't
I
drop
carry
that.
this joint. Yeah, I
You
can't
can't
drop
drop
it. It got a
it.
special case and everything. Yeah, always gotta be ready. You never know who you're gonna run into on the street, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
But go
right.
ahead. Hey,
Okay.
can we get two more words? Can somebody throw out two more words? Your
Two
turn,
more
sir.
words.
You got
Cupcake.
cupcake and DVD.
Oh, that's a little tough. Okay. Um, okay. Yo, just wait. I'm out on the interstate eating cupcakes, a dozen ready to bake, wide awake, watching the DVD on TV. It be me, FAT, watching television. I could sell a rhythm. I could go to hell to get them and then smelt them and rip them and belt them and whip them and shelf them and quip them and stick them and move them and put them in a movie and throw it on a DVD a couple times. And I don't know, DVD's hard to rhyme. And
And you know what? We love to eat chicken thighs, and I
right.
just threw it in that other word. Appreciate that, Missy Baker. Okay, so boom, that was really fun.
That
Again,
was,
if y'all thought that was cold, hey, you might, like I say, you might see that collab coming.
I,
Um,
I'm down. I think it's gonna be dope.
yeah, let's do it. Hey, it's all in the name of fun. That's what hip hop. That's really what the heart of hip hop is about. Is having fun. Um, so coming back, circling back around town. Artists, I also like to dig into who are your influences? Who are the goats to you? Like, who could you, if you could collab with any artist right now, and we just talking about alive, let's
Okay.
just right now,
Okay.
alive.
Okay.
Who would those? Give me three of them, and why? Why
Okay,
would
so I
you?
have a top four. People always ask like my
Okay.
top five, and I'm at four of all time artists. Number one, my favorite rapper of all time is Eminem. I'm always more into the backstory of an artist than even the music. Like, of course, his rhymes is dope. From the first time I heard him come out with "How My Name Is," I've been an Eminem fan. But I like his come up. You know how he spent time homeless. He was just trying to take care of his daughter. He was going to the rap battles and the small shows where you, like you said, there was three people in the venue. Like, I respect the artist that goes through those things. I feel like that builds a lot of character. My my second would be Jadakiss. He's my second favorite rapper of
Okay.
all time, man. Hard body.
Okay.
I feel like he's starting to get his flowers now, especially after that last verses with Cameron and them. Now people are starting to realize, like, yo, Jada really dope. But for the longest, man, we used to listen to mixtapes and be like, yo, Jada dope. And like, it's like everybody knew it, but they didn't give him his flowers like I feel like they should have at the time. But I really fucks with Jada, the bars, the whole style. Third, and this is where I get some raised eyebrows. Number three will be Weird Al. And honestly, Weird Al for me is the top of the collaboration list. So like we going in my favorite artist list, but number one that I would want to collaborate with, like bucket list, like I could die happy as an artist collaboration wise, Weird
Mm-hmm.
Al. You know what I mean? I just always like the way he's always been himself. He never switched
Mm-hmm.
up and tried to be super cool. I mean, he changed his look over time, but he's always been that wacky, goofy, crazy, zany person that does what he want to do with his music. And I always respected that. I enjoyed that. And then last but definitely not least is Juvenile. Juvenile for me is about consistency. If you go and pull up a Juvenile track from 1995, it's gonna be hot. And if you pull up a Juvenile track from 2005, it's gonna be hot. And if you pull up a Juvenile track from 2015, it's gonna be hot. You know what I mean? Like, so Juvie ain't the most bar heavy rapper. He ain't necessarily the most top selling rapper, but Bro got jams for decades. Like, he's definitely got the longevity down pat. So I'm definitely a huge Juvenile fan. So that's my list of who I would want to collaborate with and who are my influences.
Okay, so forgive my goldfish memory. We got Eminem, we got
Mm-hmm.
Jadakiss, Weird Al Yankovic, and
Yep.
what was the last one? Did I miss it? What was
Juvenile.
the last one? Juvenile. Juvenile.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Didn't see any of those coming actually. So I'm glad I asked that question. Now I will say my man's Juvenile. He just goaded because he literally the best twerk song, classic
Ever,
twerk song. I do
ever.
not care who you are, where you at. Like as soon as that dun 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 like
Yeah.
hit that beat drop, I mean I'm gonna be 95, dropping it like that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Juvenile. All right, so hopefully I'm hoping that some one of those or all four of those come to fruition for you. So like, okay, look in the comments here. We got all right. Vanessa says she loves Eminem, and I definitely do too. And I feel like there's even some correlation in between him and Weird Al a little bit
Oh
with
yeah,
their
yeah.
styles.
If you really think, and I never thought about it like that, but yeah, there is a lot of they just got their own lane. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then we got Missy Baker says, "What advice would you give someone with just a pen and a pad that hasn't made it to the lab?" I would like to hear both of your answers. I'm
Okay.
gonna let you
That's
go
a
first.
good question. So first of all, keep writing. Always work on your craft. I wrote for years before I ever got in a booth. There was times where I didn't know if I was ever going to get into a booth, but definitely keep writing, keep writing. And then the second piece of advice I would give is record it however you can. You know what I mean? Even if you just got to play the beat in the background on the radio and record it on your phone. You know what I mean? I wouldn't necessarily say put that out for consumption, but I would definitely say take that and keep it, listen to it, maybe let your friends hear it and get second opinions, but at least you have it to listen to kind of critique yourself and be like, okay, I sound good like this, I don't sound good like that. I kind of smash those words together. Let me try to speak a little more clearly. You know, like you could, it's kind of like game tapes. You know what I mean? When you playing football and you go to practice and they record it and then y'all go back and look at it again. You're not really playing a real game, no, but you can still look and see, okay, we missed that block. If we come off the ball a little faster right there, it's just like that with the music. So work on the craft and then just improve as best you can. And then when you finally do get to a booth, you're not going to be fumbling around with a bunch of papers and trying to figure out how you already bam good. Because honestly, when I first got to the booth, I was fumbling around with a lot of papers and didn't know what I was going to do. And I actually had one of the people that I was working at the time. He was like drilling it in my head, like, "Yo, we paying for studio time, so you know." It's nice to experiment,
Let's
but when
get
there's
it.
money on the
Yeah.
table, right, you kind of let's bang it out and get it in, you know. So definitely work on
Yeah.
it and definitely get it down and get it out as best as possible.
Okay. Great advice. Great advice. I think for me, I would just share this with any craft, period. Like, if you have a passion in your heart to do something, but you've never done it before, guess what? Once upon a time, Fat Boy had not picked up a pen yet. He did not pick up a pen or a pencil until he was 10. He might have thought about it. I'm just making this up, but like some other rapper
Yeah.
out there, they probably would have. I mean, no, that part is true. What I was about to say was he might have thought about it when he was 8, but he just was like, nah, that sounds wild. My mama told me rappers don't make nothing. or you know what I'm saying? Like, I got to get a real
Yeah.
job. Okay, people are gonna tell you what they're gonna press they're gonna project upon you their fears. And so I would say just pick it up. Like, don't you have to not worry about anybody else's validation. I could be feeling insecure at any moment because I just started this podcast. I could be like, yo, what if I flop? And I will say that I've thought about this podcast for a couple of years. I'm actually admitting, that I just now started moving on it. Now, maybe if I started when I first thought about it, maybe I would have my weight up right now. You know what I'm saying? My subscribers and all that. But it's okay. It's gonna get there. And you're gonna have
Mhm.
haters out there that be like, oh look, she only got so and so viewers. Hey, but check back with me in a year. You know what I'm saying? Consistency is key. So whatever it is you got passion for, go ahead and start that today. Now, right now. Matter of
Right.
fact, when we end this live, I need you to pick up that pen. I need you to start that podcast. I
Right
need you to
now.
draft that book. I need you to write that poem. Whatever it is that you've been thinking about doing, I need you to do that tonight.
Yeah.
Period.
No joke. Like that's serious. I had just posted on my story on IG. There was a video I saw, and they were saying the only natural talent that artists have is creativity. That's the only thing that comes naturally, that they want to create something. After that, you learn everything else. You know what I mean? If you trying to draw, you got to learn how to do that. And you ain't gonna jump. You might. I ain't gonna lie. There are rare cases where you might jump out and you Pablo Picasso on the first run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But logically speaking, you're gonna start out rough, and you're gonna start out with two people that's probably your best friends. That's like, yo, that's dope. You should do more, and then two more people, and four more people, and eight more, and it might take a long time. But you know that people are like, yo, if one person like it, two people are like it, eight people are like it. You know, so just put it out, put it out, put it out, put it out.
Exactly. And just in case some folks haven't seen it yet, but I recently watched the Kanye documentary, the trilogy Genius.
Powerful.
And yo, say what you want about Yeezy, but I was like, that put a new hunger in me after I finished watching it because it's just crazy how this man was slept on. But he wasn't listening to anybody but himself. And eventually he said it with his chest enough to where people started listening to him, like, oh yeah, he goaded as a producer, but hey, he got something to say too. So at the end of the day, you just gotta tune out what everybody else says because not everybody's gonna see the full vision all the time. Only you can see the full picture, and you just gotta keep painting till that mug is done.
Yeah.
Period. Okay, that boy. I can sit here. You know me. I can talk, but I know you got stuff to do. I know folks got stuff to do. So I wanted to give you an opportunity to let us know. I know you got the, like you said, that goldfish memory again. Here we go. Cuban drops
Yep.
April 28th.
Thursday.
Okay,
Yep.
so that's the prequel to One Night in Baton Rouge. And if y'all missed it, earlier I played a snippet of that very well produced video. So and no worries, this playback will be available on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and then also audio available everywhere that you can listen to a podcast. But please tell us what else should we be looking out for as far as Fat Boy goes. What do you have
Um,
in the pipeline?
I gotta try to remember what I got going on. So,
Because you got
uh,
a lot going on.
the 13th, I'm gonna be performing in Greensboro. I still gotta find out the venue and everything, but that'll be May 13th. I'll definitely have that up, posted as soon as I get all the info. I just talked to the person today about it, so I'm still getting all the info. But May 28th, I'll be in Winston-Salem. I'm actually going to be back on the runway. This is the first time probably since, maybe since 2020, actually. I hadn't done a lot of modeling, but I'm going to be back on the runway. Um, Again, Winston-Salem. I have a flyer for that one, so I'll post that to my stories and to my page and everything, so everybody can go and check that out. June, I'm gonna be performing June 24th. I'll be at Chillax Hookah in Orlando, Florida. So if anybody is in that area or want to travel out, I'm gonna be in Orlando performing. Shout out Next Generation Records. Shout out Ty Love Productions for the model spot. Shout out to OLP GSO for the performance in Greensboro on the 13th. So that's what I have coming up immediately. Cuban, of course, this Thursday, and then my next track, Baguette, is ready and locked and loaded, and that's gonna be coming out May 20th. So we got a little while before that one comes out. So yeah, that's what I got coming over the next couple of months. As of right now, it changes a lot.
Okay. Whew. You made me tired just listening to all of that. But hey, you gotta stay in the bag, you know what I'm saying? So I feel you, always on the move.
Yeah.
Also make sure now, next part, tell us where we can find you. Like what are your main platforms you're on, your website? Let us know all of that.
Easy. I try to make it super easy for everybody. I'm the fatboy.com is where you can find everything. I mean, you can get to my socials from there. That's where all my music and videos go. That's where all my press goes. So this interview is gonna be up there ASAP. That's where all my performance video, like pretty much everything Fatboy is at I'mTheFatBoy.com. But if you want to go straight to IG, they're right there at the bottom. Actually, I'm the Fat Boy on IG. I definitely need the followers. YouTube, I'm the Fat Boy 2. Subscribe. I'm the Fat Boy 2 on Facebook. Like my page. And interact with me. Like I encourage people to interact. I don't like a lot of people just showing up watching. I ain't no jerk unless you're a jerk, and then I control with the best of them. If we cool, we cool. Like just comment. I'm not one of them people that's like, oh, I don't know you. Why is you commenting on my page? Like it's social media, man. Talk to me. So
Yeah.
I'm the fatboy.com and start there, and you can find everything right now.
Okay, bet. All right, so make sure, like my man said, make sure you go follow him. And listen, it's not like a chore or anything. I promise you. Like, I mean, when he says he's hitting the runway, like my man's is really a model. Hold on, I slept on you. Hold on, let me first of all, friendly reminder, we got Cuban hitting April 28th.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then all right, so boom, this one I call you in your sexy element here.
Yeah. Shout out Teddy Graham
Yeah,
for that picture. He shot that picture. Shout out Teddy Graham.
yeah. And then we got this is this one I call Studio Fat Boy.
Yep.
So this is you leaving your heart on the microphone.
Killing it.
Um this particular picture I like just because it literally like wowed me when I saw it. Cause I'm just like,
That's one of my
he
favorites.
brave. He brave for that picture, but it came out cold though.
You
It
know
came
what?
out real cool.
Fun fact, that little curve right there at the top part of the picture, that curve right there, it was a
Uh-huh.
blind spot right there. So like if you could like
Oh,
move the camera over a little bit more, you could see that cars coming around that corner could not see especially me laying down, they would not have been able to see me. So we kind of had to like jump out there real quick. It was definitely like when you a kid and you playing basketball in the street and you kind of car and jump out the way real quick. It was definitely one of those kind of shoots.
oh wow. Wow. All right. Well, y'all heard it. My man's put his life on the line literally for his IG. So he has a nice aesthetic on there. And like I said, the production of his photos, videos, crazy. Make sure you follow him. So now that we wrapping up again, y'all have been tapped into Somewhere in a Bag, the official Dishel podcast series. Um, if y'all are new here with again, I'm Tat Goalz, so you can follow me everywhere at TAT_goals, but that's with a Z, not an S. And I'm open, like if any other artists, creatives, entrepreneurs want to be spotlighted on my podcast, please reach out to me on any of my socials. Like I said, you can follow me literally everywhere at Tat_goals. And then you can also check me out. I offer services, brand consultant services. And also you can book me to speak. I got a speaking engagement next week at a middle school. So I talk to the kids. That's why I try to keep it PG, you know what I'm saying, on my platforms. I just hosted an event this past Sunday. So I host. Just check out everything on freegoals.com, but that's free goals with a Z. Fat boy, thank you so much for blessing my podcast. I was dead serious. Listen, I want y'all to do me a favor. Hold him accountable, because hopefully he wasn't capping because we was on the podcast. But I'm really trying to do that collab. So y'all make sure if I come on Instagram crying because Fat Boy won't let me on the feature, then y'all can just blow up his Instagram. But make sure y'all go follow him. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much for blessing my podcast. I appreciate you so much. And again, y'all can catch this literally everywhere. I'm gonna just post it everywhere. You ain't even gotta miss it. Per usual, before we close out, let me get it right this time. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. And I hope y'all have a great 24 on the game.
FREEGOALZ.com.
Somewhere in the bag. Where you at? Drop a pin, send the addy. Yeah, I'm somewhere in the bag. Okay. They like, hey, where you at? Where you at? Drop a pin, send the addy. Yeah, I'm somewhere in the bag.